Right, time for a bit of metal work now and glass work. Yeah, it's one of those jobs I've sort of been putting off. I've never fitted windows in a van before. I've watched a couple of YouTube videos and it doesn't look very difficult. So yeah, obviously it's now a really nice day and I've been waiting for a nice day to do this, because once I've done them, that starts the clock. You know, I can't do anything pretty much for at least 3 hours. So yeah, just got to be careful today, because I don't want to mess this one up. So I'm going to take my time, and I'll let you know how I get on. Right, phase one complete. These vertical supports, you got two on each window in this van. They're spot welded on, two spot welds at the bottom and at the top, and they've got some kind of adhesive just binding them to the panel there. I just drilled out the spot welds and pulled them off. So that's those four off both windows. It's now time for the cutting. Right, that wasn't easy. As you can see, it's a pretty rough cut, but I had to use my angle grinder and reciprocating saw. Yeah, a bit tough that is. As you can see with the pen there, I've drawn a sort of rough line round. The window fits this entire space all the way to that rim, so there is a big bit of wiggle room. So yeah, I'm going to go and get my mains angle grinder now and get grinding. Right, Jesus, that was a bit of a job. That was much more difficult than I thought it was going to be, with the cutting and grinding and all that. And I've got the I've got the war wounds to prove it, but it's in now. So just the entire process to do again now on the other side. It should be easier though, because I obviously know exactly what I'm doing now. But yeah, can't say it looks good yet because it's covered in masking tape, but yeah, there's no instructions with these as well when they come with the different sort of paints and primers and adhesives and that. There's no instructions, so you have to sort of, you know, do your research beforehand. But it's really not that difficult. It was just a bit, it's the cutting that was the difficult bit. But yeah, other side now. Right, as you can see, it is quite a tool intensive job this. But yeah, I'm going to have a different idea for the other side. I found that the jigsaw is the easiest tool, the best tool for this. I've used a combination of all of them pretty much, but I think the jigsaw will work. What I'm going to do is, just with a normal small 6mm drill or whatever, I'm just going to drill every 3 or 4 inches or whatever all the way around to give me a rough outline, because I can see on the inside where I need to cut, but you can't see on the outside. But I can't use a jigsaw on the inside because of the angles. I can use a jigsaw on the outside. So and obviously I get a beep when I'm halfway through filming, but there we go. So yeah, loads of drill holes, and then just dot to dot it on the other side, which I'll show you. There you go. It's nice and flat, and it's such a big panel this, but the cutout is sort of well within this panel. You know, the cutout is sort of about here. So obviously plenty of room there for a jigsaw. I think that's going to work a treat. That was considerably easier. That took me, I'm not even kidding, about 2 minutes. I really did muck around with the first one, but I know now. So yeah, that's the way to do it, folks. For sure. God almighty, it's sunny today. Really nice day today, and I've got quite a lot of work done, which I shall show you now. So there you go. That is the windows in, both of them in, and I think they should be pretty dry now. So yeah, they look good. And I've also fitted curtains as well I just bought sets of curtains that fit this van, or I was supposed to. That one didn't fit properly, so I had to bend it and cut it and all that, because it's supposed to, it's probably my fault, I bought wrong. It was supposed to be for a non-sliding door side. There are also curtains in that side. And also, I've removed that double seat now. I'm still undecided on what I'm going to do with that. But hopefully that will sort of give me some ideas now that that's out. And I'll come to some kind of decision. So yeah, that's pretty much most of the big job's done now. I need to fit that bit of furniture or modify it or whatever I'm going to do. But that's not a particularly big job. And I'll hopefully get that sorted out this weekend, bank holiday weekend. I'll have plenty of time. This will pretty much be finished this weekend, hopefully. So this might be the last video on the build side of it anyway. But we'll see. So yeah, back in work tomorrow and Thursday. So yeah, that's me done for the day. Right, I've cut off these surrounds. I basically just smashed them off because they were bonded on. So instead of having broken sort of surrounds, I think they look a bit better rather than just better. So what I need to do is get some black silicone and just black silicone along these edges, just to give them a little bit of water protection and hopefully make them look a little bit better. So I'm going to do that as well. Right, I've done my test sample now. This piece of wood is Osmoed. I've then just used a Pritt stick to stick these down, and then I've varnished over them. As you might be able to, because I've printed these both sides of the paper like this, you know. And I'm glad I did this little tester, because I can't do that. You can see that the other side shows through. They will be fine otherwise. You can see marking where it's, you know, not been, because of the Pritt stick or whatever, it's not totally flat. I don't mind that. I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm looking for a scrapbooky type look. So that'll all be good. Like I say, I'm not after perfection, because perfection is unattainable. And I'm just knocking up a little bit more woodwork. These two bike things nothing to do with the van. They're just whatever. I was given them by a mate, so I'll put them up in the workshop or something, you know, on my wall or whatever. I might have that one at home. But yeah, this thing here I've just quickly knocked up. I've got a small, cheap, basic coffee machine for the van, because I quite like the idea of just waking up in the morning, flicking a switch, and I've got a coffee. If I prime it the night before, get it all ready. So that I'll show you fitted in the van when I do fit it. It's just osmoing and drying at the moment. And this here is going to be like a little cork board. It's a bit of a family tradition of ours, making cork boards out of wine corks as a sort of you know, pin board type thing. So I'm making a little one to go in the van, just because it's a familiar sort of thing. So yeah, it's coming on. They're just drying at the moment. Right, good morning on a nice but cold morning on the farm. It's going to warm up. It was a lovely day yesterday. Yeah, it's been a while since I've come out with a video. It's been a couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so, after a decent run of getting a video out every week. It's just the way it goes with projects sometimes. I've been away for the past couple of weekends, and I've had issues with getting deliveries from eBay and missed non-deliveries and all that kind of stuff, which has hampered things. But I've made some good progress, which I'll take you through now. Right, there we go. We have pretty swish, I think, sort of, they're not proper bucket seats, but they're that style in this nice sort of material, which I did show you at another point. Basically, that's the sort of brawn of the job. I had to buy another seat base. These seat bases, for those who are interested, there's just one type. It's the driver's type. It can be used as a passenger. There are existing mounting points. You might have to just core drill out the this thick foam padded sort of flooring to expose them. As you can sort of see there, that one there would be the original. I had to core drill out that. There are the you know, the strong chassis points to bolt in. It's a very easy job. But like I say, that's the brawn of the job. You have to adapt this, because the seatbelt is fixed on the bottom point to this runner, so you need something very strong in there to adapt that. And this needs to be put in strongly, which it is. But there's a bit of a problem now, which you'll face when doing this. Let's turn that on. Bang, there you go. Sorry about this, it's not focusing. Let's give it a second. No, it's just not going to play, is it? But anyway, the airbag warning light is on, and this sort of maintenance thing, they should be off now, but they're on for a reason, because as you'll sort of see there, you've got these pretensioner units, and when they're unplugged, it throws up an SRS warning, which I shall take you through now. Right, this is the old seat, and it's quite a simple one, this. It's only the seatbelt pretensioners, 2 of them in this, as you'll see. It's an explosive device, basically, as is the airbag. When the SRS, which is the supplementary restraint system, in this case, it's only a single driver's airbag and pretensioners on all 3 seat belts. I've obviously swapped it over to 2 now, and the warning light that it throws up is an MOT failure. So this is what it plugs into. There's only 2 wires there. So as you can see, I've just put in some little bits of wire, and I've measured the resistance of that with a multimeter. So yeah, a tiny bit of a sort of electronic theory now. Electricity is made up of 3 components. You've basically got voltage, current, and resistance. You have to have all 3 of those. You know, without resistance, well, current is and voltage are both sort of interdependent. You can't have one without the other. It makes no sense. And resistance you need, otherwise you've got infinite current, and you know, you can't have that. So these resistors, I've measured that already, and it's about 1.3 ohms, which is very little. I haven't got a 1.3 ohm resistor here. I've got 1.8, 2.2, 2.7 and 3.3. So if I measure that, I've taken a 2.2 ohm. If I measure that, it's 2.2 ohms. With resistors, if you put them in series, one after the other, you add them. So if I put 2 of those in series, it'd be 2.2 times 2, 4.4. If you put them in parallel, it basically reduces them, because you're effectively adding more. If you think of it like a road between 2 places, a resistor is sort of a choke point. So you've got a choke point. If you put them in series, another choke point. It's sort of double choked, if you like. If you put them in parallel, you've then got 2 roads with a single choke point in each. You've therefore got more capacity for traffic to run, so it becomes a lower resistance. Obviously I'm single-handed here, I can't really show you, but this is about this is 2.2, that's two of those in parallel. It comes out at very nearly 1.3 ohms. So I'm hoping that I can fox the SRS warning system with that. This is the original pretensioner for the driver's side. You can sometimes just fit these over this. You know, physically won't fit. It's a completely different type of pretensioner. So I may at some point try and wire in my pretensioners so that they work rather than just being bypassed. But for the time being, I'm just going to bypass them. So yeah, sorry about that. It's a little bit of a complicated start to the to your Sunday, but that's the basics of it. There are other videos on this kind of stuff online. I might do a follow-up when I've actually come out with my final solution, but that's for another day. I'll let you know how this works. Right, it's the moment of truth. So let's turn that on. As you see, they all come on and then they go off and they stay off. So we have success. But there was a slight issue which I'll take you through. This side, just to make sure everything works, I've just got the old pretensioner plugged in. I'm going to be doing to this side exactly the same process as I've sort of mentioned. The other way of getting around this, of course, is to just do it like that, and then zip tie this unit under the seat, which is how a lot of people bypass this issue. But that is a bit chippy. That's a bit lowbrow, if you don't mind my saying. So, I had a bit of a problem with this. It just wouldn't go off. And like I said before, when I probed that, which that unit there would go into, I've just chopped off the connector. It showed me about 1.3 ohms. And it just wouldn't go off with the 1.3 ohms. So I basically just hooked the seat back in as it would have been, and the light went off. So with it all in situ, I fluked it out again, and it read 5 ohms. So with it all connected, you then check the ohmage, the resistance, just as a sort of tip. So there you can see I don't have a 5 ohm resistor, so I've just put a couple of 2.5s in series. And I know that works. I'm not going to leave it sort of like that. It's a bit feeble and messy. I'll tidy it all up a bit, but I know it works. So yeah, that's a success. I just need to basically do the same process on the other side now, and it's MOT proof. Like I say, I do want to have these pretensioners active, which they're currently not. But that's a bit of fiddling around for another day. Right, there you go. There's 4 wires, not 2, going into the driver's side. I don't know what the other 2 are for, perhaps an airbag wear fitted to the seat. But yeah, for those of you doing the same job on Vivaro, you've got a green and red and a white and red, and that goes through a 2.5 ohm. You had 2.5 ohms originally. I didn't have a 2.5, so I just tried it first with a 2.3 ohm. And let's see if it works. Lights off, and they don't come back on again. So yeah, success there. 2 wires to the driver's seat on this particular model. This is 2005, and that's a 2.3 ohm. You'd probably get away with anything up to 2.6 or more. I don't know. I'm obviously not going to bother trying. It works. And the other side is whatever it was, 5 ohms. So yeah, simple enough, eh? So I can now just put that pretensioner back on the seat and flog the seat if it's worth anything. But yeah, like I say, I'll tidy all this up so it's not so it doesn't look like that. There we go, simple. Right, there you'll see that unit has been finished now, and I've put on all these sort of posters and pictures, and it looks pretty good, I think. The unit, the storage unit, which I was a bit unsure about, I am keeping. It's just not worth redoing all the work to make something different, and I'm quite happy with it. You know, once it's got stuff in it like that. I've obviously fitted some utensils here just to tidy that up and not have a big expanse of wood. The bottom bit there is quite good as a spice sort of rack, and it's a big load of storage. It's very functional. The desk obviously has been shortened and it's not much of a desk there, but I've put it on runners and it comes out and it's strong. So for mucking around with a laptop and working, fixing stuff, mucking about or eating or whatever, I've got that, which is very good and handy, but means of course that it was that unit's floating. I've riv nutted it to the you see there, I've got a big 10mm bolt going straight into the cross member of the vehicle, which pretty much holds all the weight. I've also put 4 riv nuts, 4 bolts through into riv nuts into the wood on the other side, which holds it enough. You know, I've had it in for a little bit now, so that is all good. I've had a bit of a rejig of this side. I fitted a small coffee machine into that face, which originally had the plug there, but that's just an easier place. You can literally just lean over in bed, as long as you've primed it. And you got a cup of coffee in a couple of minutes. The sockets I've just moved to there. I've got a bin here which sort of stays in place with a magnet I'll put there. The bar I've prepared to be taken back in time to about 1972. There you go. I've got some mosaic tiles in the top. It's not finished yet. I'm going to remove these bits of wood and cut that down a bit and put small sections of these mosaics onto there. Just to bling it up, really. You can't have a drinks cabinet that is too blinged up. I have also got, I don't know if you can see that, I've inlaid some lighting under there, and there's lighting under both of those. So that isn't finished, but it's pretty much finished. It's a pretty decent sort of bar drinks cabinet. I'm well chuffed with that. So that's pretty much it for the build. The build is complete, largely. So there'll be no more build videos because there's just a little bit of touch-uppy type work. So this is pretty much the last of the. Well, this is the last build video. There will be a further video coming out later, probably in a few months when I've actually finished it, because there's some other little bits I want to do, but it's just not enough content to start to try and chuck out videos every week. So there'll be a van tour, I think they call it. You see them on YouTube. It's a bit of a van thing people do. So I'll do that. I'll give you the van tour probably in a couple of months when it's properly finished. But I have stayed in this twice now. I've overnighted in it twice, both times in sub-zero temperatures without a heater. I did actually have a heater, but the thermostat malfunctioned and it kept turning off. So pretty much without a heater. I've got decent bedding and I was comfortable enough, although it was cold, like sub-zero in there. But yeah, it works, it's functional, and it's largely finished. So yeah. It's a goodbye from me, and perhaps I look forward to the van tour in a bit. But I'm about to start a new project, which is a lot simpler and quicker than this. So expect a video on that to come up shortly. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little series, well, quite a big series really, about 7 or 8 videos. And I'll see you on the next project. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.